Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant, good Sunday evening to each and every one of you wherever you are. Once again, we are live from Brooklyn, New York, and we are multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube. On tonight's podcast presentation, I want to pay respects to the legendary Mr. Carl Weathers. If you are an avid boxing fan, or if you are a huge fan of military films, Mr. Carl Weathers was one of the best actors to portray a boxer and a soldier. As always, I'm your man, Yosef, and I welcome you back again to a brand new podcast presentation of Yosef's Two Cents. Sit back, unwind, and relax, and let us do what we always do, and that is sit down and reason together. Don't go too far. We'll get started with our dialogue in just a moment. All right, we are back. We are back. We are back. So happy to have all of you with us here tonight. And it's kind of strange that I see some of you. Oh, no wonder. I see what happened. Let me straighten this out right quick. And we will get that straight. All right, there we are. All right. Let's see who we have joining us tonight on both Facebook and the YouTube side. We got Brother Sam in the house. Good evening to you, sir. Thanks for joining the fray. We appreciate it. Got Brother Barron in the house. Good evening to you too, my brother. Thank you for joining the fray as well. YouTube side, we got Sister Giselle in the house. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining the fray. On the Blue app, we got the lovely Miss Marla in the house. Good evening to you too, gorgeous. Thanks for joining the fray. Appreciate you. And we got Nadia in the house. What's good? What's good? Thanks for joining the fray as well. And yeah, this is, in spite of a couple of noted figures in the ledger of history no longer with us and departing this life and into immortality. And some members of the human family would say they have joined the ranks of the ancestors. It is still a beautiful Sunday evening. It's chilly outside. I'm not going to lie to you. It is quite chilly outside. And yes, he definitely was one of the best actors to ever grace the silver screen. And those of us that are fans of boxing and military films, we know for a fact that this passing of Mr. Weathers was an absolute shock. And a lot of us are hurt by this. But I just want to pay my special tribute the same way that I did for Mr. Dexter Scott King. I want to give a little eulogy of sorts. Yeah, this was absolutely a great shock. It was. It was an absolute shock. It was. There's absolutely no mistaking it. This was an absolute shock to all of us. I mean, normally I talk about current events that is more on the ratchet and controversial side of things. But I'll be 41 years of age coming up in August. And I've grown tired of always talking about ratchet behavior. I'm tired of talking about things and talking about people that is just so full of controversy. I mean, we enjoy decadence. We enjoy savagery. We enjoy filth. And like I said, when I was younger, back in 2017, 2018, 2019, that's all I ever indulged myself in was garbage. But with everything that continues to ensue, everything that continues to go on in the world, it's making me realize that I have to grow up. It's making me realize that I have to mature as a man, especially if I'm going to call myself a member of the clergy. I have to grow up. I have to be more mature because I'm not going to be on this earth forever, and I feel like when I made this conscientious decision to try my best to clean up my act and use less profanity and obscenities, I feel better as a man. I really do. And unfortunately, when you hear and when we hear deaths like this, it just reminds us as to how much life truly is a gift, number one. And not only is life a gift, life is also fragile. It's very fragile. And we can't not afford to take life for granted like so many of us have. And life has a tendency to truly humble you. For those of us that are just, or that were just ridiculously overconfident about everything, we felt like we knew it all and you couldn't tell us nothing. I mean, I'm different. And I continue to grow as a man. I continue to grow as not only a minister, but also as a talk show host. There's just some things that just isn't worth discussing because I'm repeating myself over and over and over again. And this death of Mr. Weathers, it just serves, as a great reminder. Look, none of us are going to be here forever. You understand? And because none of us are going to be here forever, it's very important that we live our lives accordingly. We treat ourselves accordingly. We treat people accordingly. Certain things that we used to be interested in, it's a bore now. And I think, unconsciously speaking, the death of Mr. Weathers, whether he would be a celebrity or not, reminds me that life is fragile. It's very fragile. It's fragile. It's a gift, but at the same time, it's a fragile gift. See, Mr. Carl Weathers was born on January 14th, 1948. That was his sunrise. That was the beginning of his mortality on this earth. And he peacefully ended his mortality on February the 1st. Literally 72 hours ago. He was an American actor. He was an American director. And he was a gridiron football linebacker. One of his most iconic roles on the silver screen was that of Apollo Creed. In the very first 4 of the Rocky films, 1976 to 1985. He also played Colonel Al Dillon in the movie Predator. And he also voiced Combat Carl in the Toy Story franchise as well. And he also played numerous other roles. And one of the roles, he was nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actor in a Drama Series. It was in the Star Wars series, one of the Star Wars series. I mean, the man was an athlete. The man was a great actor. The man was a great voice actor. He was remarkably talented. As a matter of fact, I was watching a clip of one of the Rocky films when he was helping Rocky Balboa. He was helping Rocky find himself again because Rocky in the movie, he lost the heavyweight championship to Clubber Lang. That was played by Mr. T. And so Apollo Creed was helping Rocky Balboa to find himself again. And in that movie of Rocky, Apollo understood the pain, the loss of what Rocky Balboa is going through, because Rocky Balboa was the one that defeated him for the heavyweight championship in the movie. As a matter of fact, I don't want to just talk about it. I want y'all to listen to this clip because I deliberately saved this clip. I did. I deliberately saved this clip. I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. I want y'all to listen to this very carefully. Yeah, man, it was one of his all-time movies. We know his biological name was Carl Weathers, but we also identify more with him being Apollo Creed. That's just how iconic the role that he played. It was an iconic role. It will forever live in the pantheons of greatness. There's no mistaking. As a matter of fact, one of these days, I am going to literally binge watch all the Rockies that came out. Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5. I think there's 6 Rockies. I'm going to watch all 6 of them. Or how many of them there are. I'm going to binge watch this. Oh yeah, I'm going to binge watch this. I am. And I have YouTube Premium too, so you know I'm going to watch this. And you're right, brother Barrett. Maturity approaches many if it's allowed. And maturity is a choice. I choose to be mature, and I also am learning to pick my battles more wisely, because every battle just ain't worth fighting. It's not. Point blank, period. It's not worth it at all. It just isn't worth it. All battles are just not worth fighting, period. Point blank. There's an awards ceremony going on tonight, Sister Giselle. Which one is it? Is it the Academy Awards? Oh, it's 7. Thank you, darling. I thought it was 6. Okay, so it's 7. Well, I'm going to binge watch all of them soon. I'm going to binge watch Rocky. Yeah, yes, I am. Oh, it's the Grammy Awards. Okay. So the Grammy Awards, that's the highest awards in the field of music. The Grammy Awards. In the field of music, you can't get no higher than the Grammys. It is the Oscar Awards of music. The Grammys are. I stopped watching the Grammys a long time ago because these contemporary artists now is complete trash. And they're not just trash, they're complete gutter trash. But I want you to listen carefully to the words of the late, great Mr. Carl Weathers' character, his iconic, immortal character of Apollo Creed. Take a listen.
You had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge. And now you got to get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean? What are you afraid of, Tony? I saw you beat that man like I never saw no man get beat before. And the man kept coming after you. What's keeping these two guys up? A tremendous closing moment. Look, man. When you beat me, I hurt all over, and I didn't want to know from nothing or nobody, not even my kids. Hell, every fighter knows that hurt. And we get sick inside trying to live with it. So don't back off now. Make it right for yourself, or you'll be sorry you did. It's crazy how people they just care about you in that ring. They care about you when you're blinking. But once you step out that ring, it's like ancient history. When you retire, it's too quiet. I mean, when you're too young to retire anyway. This is not just an exhibition fight that doesn't mean anything. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about now, but you will when it's over.
I'm telling y'all, man, his words resonates with every single boxing fan here tonight. I gotta admit, I have to admit, my eyes watered when I was going through, little seeing little clips of his little clips of his iconic roles. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow. I mean, let's face it. He was a part of my childhood. He was a part of a lot of our childhoods. And for a lot of us, he was the father that we never had. And in the eyes of many little boys, he was better than our biological fathers. It's the truth. Period. It's the truth. He played for the Oakland Raiders from 1970, 1971. Then he played in the Canadian Football League for the BC Lions. I think it was the British Columbia Lions, 1971 and 1973. I mean, let's face it. That man was, to us, what a lot of men desired to have in our lives. Now, if you're not a boxing fan, if you're not a fan of army movies, I don't expect for you to understand this. I really don't. I do not expect for you to understand this. Here's another clip of Mr. Carl Weathers in that iconic character of Apollo Creed. Y'all take a listen to this. Did you hear what he said? There is no tomorrow. There's no tomorrow. Let me tell you something. Whatever it is that you want to do and you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, There is no tomorrow. Matter of fact, let me find a better clip of this. Where he's telling Rocky, there is no tomorrow. He's got to overcome his fears. You've got to overcome all of your fears. Whoever is listening to me, whatever phobias you have, you've got to overcome them. You know why? Listen.
What's the matter with you? Damn, Ron, come on. What's the matter with you? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. You know, to me, procrastination, as bad of a habit as procrastination is, depending on the context of it, procrastination is also a sign of fear. Think about it. Procrastination is also a sign of fear. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm going to see if I can find another clip without the background music. Let me get to your comments while I'm finding this. Yeah, man, the contemporary talent today is trash. It's gutter trash. Excuse me. It's complete trash. It's gutter trash, period. There's no way around it. It's not. Brother Sam says that voice tone was awarded the winner alone. Listen, man, the man had an iconic voice. The man was talented. The man was gifted. Period. He was, no doubt. You said a mouthful, Brother Barron. Many are leaving the world. And you know something? Is it me? Is it just me? Or is it that many of us are leaving more and more? More of us are leaving this world every single day. Is it just me, or is it more of us really are just leaving every single day? And it seems like more of us are just dropping dead like flies. It seems like we're on an accelerated pace. We're on an accelerated march to our tombs. More people are dropping dead like flies more than ever before. Yes, he was. He was a great actor. He was a great director. He was a great producer. As a matter of fact, in his last video, it said that he was in the process of directing. He was in the process of directing then. and then for him to pass peacefully in his sleep. It's a total shocker. It really is. It's a total shocker. No doubt about it. Yeah, we made mention of him being a voiceover in Toy Story. Yeah. I mean, shoot, his resume, it is it's longer than my wingspan. I have a 7-foot wingspan. His resume would take up at least 10, 15, 20 of my wingspans. That's how long his resume is. Time overlaps with grievance and death. I don't really understand where you're coming from. You're going to have to be more specific with that. Maybe I'm having a slow moment, but I don't get what you mean. But this is a clip of Rocky 3. This was a year before I was born. This was 41 years ago. This was either 41 or 42 years ago. But I want you to pay close attention. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. Movies are wonderful for entertainment. That's true. But if you pay close attention to the lines that these actors and these actresses speak, depending on the lines, sometimes these lines are life lessons. Sometimes the lines that they speak, they are life lessons. They are teachable moments in and of themselves. And because these lines are so iconic and they are filled with life lessons, that's why you got to pay attention. You got to be educated as well as entertained. And as my homeboy Juan Rich said, you have to be edutained. Edutained. That's his word. Edutained, meaning educated and entertained simultaneously. Oh, yes, I understand. I understand. Because so many are passing away, the grave sites are building bodies on top of. I got you. Okay. I understand where you're coming from. Thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. Every single one of us in this world, whether you're listening to me or not, or whether you're going to listen to me later on, we all need a friend, a real, legitimate, genuine friend like Apollo Creed in our lives. And here's why.
Inside, baby. Side to side. Move your head. Watch him now. Watch him. Right. Remember, he's got 2 hands, right? Come on, Rock. It's not a game. You want to live in the hospital for 5 weeks this time? You thought I was tough? This jump will kill you. All right. Come on. Get your head on your shoulders, man. Think about the fight. Clever legs, and he's trying to hurt you, Rock. He's trying to hurt you. Okay, here he comes. Jab. He's jabbing. He's trying to hurt you. You gotta fight him. You gotta move. Up against the ticket of meeting. Up against the will. He's up. Damn, Ron, come on. What's the matter with you? Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
That was just a small clip. But Apollo is telling Rocky, yo, Clubber Lang will kill you, man. You thought I was tough? This guy, this dude, this chump will kill you. Let me tell y'all something, man. This goes for both the men and the women. And I want you to listen to me carefully. As long as you live, as long as you're breathing, guess what? As long as you're living and as long as you're breathing, you are always are going to have challenges in your life. You cannot prevent them from coming. Wars and challenges are going to come your way. And for a lot of you, you have gone through and you have survived so much in your life. You have been in tougher spots in your past than the challenges that you are confronted with tonight, whatever they are. If the Almighty himself carried you through some difficult challenges in your life, and not only has he carried you through them, he delivered you from them, what makes the fights and the struggles that you're going through now any different? Presently. What makes them different than the ones in the past? The best way for all of us to honor Mr. Carl Weathers, whether we knew him or whether we knew of him, we overcome any and all challenges. But in order for you to overcome your challenges, you have got to change your perspectives on challenges that comes your way. You've got to change your perspective. One of the reasons why life is kicking your behinds is because you have yet to change your perspective. This is the moment for you to take all this pain and all this hurt and all this anguish and all of this despair and turn it into power. Turn it into a brick. And stop letting circumstances be your conclusions. It's a circumstance. It's not your conclusion. I don't care what it is. And see, deep down inside, both men and women, you know for a fact when you have either outgrown somebody or that person has outgrown you. Part of your biggest problems right now, you haven't let go of that situation because a lot of you are still damaged. Come on. You know I'm telling you the truth. A lot of you are still damaged. And the longer you don't seek professional help for whatever it may be, is going to affect your relationships personally and professionally. And a lot of you, especially you females, you're guilty of this. You're guilty of saying, this is how I am. Let me explain something to you. You better change your effing ways. Because all that trauma you went through, as painful as it is, I'm sorry you went through it. I'm sorry you were abused as a child. I'm sorry you were mistreated. I'm sorry that you were violated. I'm sorry you got your heart broken. I'm sorry you went through all of that. But how much longer are you going to allow yourself to be in an emotional purgatory? And how much longer are you going to allow for people that had nothing to do with your past hurts, your past pains, your past anguish to suffer? You want men to put up with your BS. And men are not going to put up with your nonsense anymore. That's not happening. Because you did not get the necessary treatment for your traumas of the past. The same can be said for the men. When I tell you that there is so much mental illness that is roaming our streets, believe me when I tell you there is so much mental illness that is undiagnosed, that is untreated. And you know for a fact that something is wrong, but you refuse to admit it to yourself. It's time to take all of those lines that you have remembered from your favorite movies and don't just allow them to just be your favorite lines in movies. Because a lot of these lines, they can also serve as your guide to becoming the best version of yourselves for yourselves. You know for a fact that a lot of men and women too, it's not just one side, but a lot of men and a lot of women, you know why they will never achieve their goals and they will never achieve greatness? is because they're too lazy to make the sacrifice. They're too concerned with what other people think about them and their dreams. And when you walk around like that, focused on what other people think about you, you walk around so concerned about what other people, how they feel about you, you then become the very opinion of men and women that's one day away from committing suicide because their relationship is on the verge of being divorced, is on the verge of being dissolved because of divorce. If they lose their job, if they get laid off, people are literally deleting themselves because of these matters. So you want to honor Mr. Carl Weathers? This is what you do. Apply those lines, those iconic lines. Apply them to your everyday life. Learn to be a better man. Learn to become a better woman. Whatever that craft is, whatever you desire to do, you continue to hone that craft, to hone that skill, and learn to wield that sword. And you become the best at what you do. Because if you don't, you will only amputate your own leg, and you will only decapitate yourself with the sword of Damocles. That's facts for you. I'm not saying that it's easy to do. I know it's easier said than done. But what I'm saying also is, guess what? It's not impossible. Not at all. It's not impossible. See, a lot of you are still, to this very second, you are still the opinion of other people. And not only are you the opinion of other people, you are also still a slave to their opinions. You know you are. You know you are. That's why every single relationship you attempt to have goes to pot. And then a lot of times, guess what? People are not really fighting you. People are really fighting themselves. Sincerely. You think people are fighting you? No. A lot of times, people are at war with themselves. It ain't you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. The wars they're fighting is wars within themselves. That's what's happening. That's the deal. And so I want to tell you, you honor Mr. Weathers' legacy by discovering who you are. Put it like this. if you attended our first night of our virtual winter revival, right? What you do is you remember who you are. We are always looking for all of the right things in the wrong places. And we are looking for all of the right things in the wrong people as well. You stagnate your own growth. You stagnate your own growth. You stagnate your own possibilities of greatness because you refuse to grow up and you refuse to mature. And if Mr. Weathers was here with us tonight, I promise you, I personally believe he would agree with everything that I'm telling you tonight because he did it for himself. He did it for himself. He did it for himself. It is 26 minutes past the hour of 8 p.m. And I want to take this opportunity again to thank you all so much for making a part, for making Yosef's 2 cents a part of your Sunday evening routine. If you have Cash App and you enjoy my content, feel free to donate. Cash App ID is $ hidden one truth. That's $ hidden one truth. Brother Sam says the dynamites. I think you meant to say dynamics are so important within ourselves that is overlooked because you're trying to save someone's life. Sometimes you have to save yourself before you can save somebody else, bro. How are you going to be able to save somebody's life if your life is not even where it needs to be? No, it's all good, brother Sam. I just wanted to I just wanted to make sure that's what you were actually trying to say. Yeah, brother Barron, I appreciate you. I really do. I appreciate all of you. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. So this is what we're getting ready to do. We're going to take a brief intermission, right? And then when we come back, we are going to wrap things up. We are going to wrap things up. And so when we come back, I'm going to give my final 2 cents on Mr. Weathers' life and share with you some of his other accomplishments and achievements that he earned throughout his life. I'm your man, Yosef X. This is Yosef's 2 cents. Don't go too far. We'll be back in just a few moments. Yo, we are back. We are back. We are back. I want to give a shout out to all of those that hit the like button and hit those emojis on this podcast presentation tonight. I appreciate it. Let's see who we got. Shout out to the lovely Miss Marla. Thank you for the love emoji. Appreciate it. Brother Robert, thanks for the reaction. Brother Barron, Brother Jack, and Brother Prince. What's good, man? Thanks for joining the fray. Appreciate the reactions. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap things up because I have to get up early in the morning. I have to get up while the majority of you all are still asleep. But as I get ready to close, I want to say this. As long as you are still breathing, as long as you still have breath in your body, as long as you are still above the ground, every day is indeed a special occasion. It is. Every day, every single day that you are above the ground, it is a special occasion. Life itself is a special occasion. And it's not too late for you to really start going after your purpose. It's not too late. It's not too late to go on ahead and achieve your goals. It's not too late. I promise you, it's not too late. As long as you have breath in your body, it is never, ever, ever too late. It's not. As a matter of fact, Pastor Keon Henderson, the pastor and the founder of the Lighthouse Church in Houston, Texas, said in his sermonic offering today, pain is a gift. Pain is a gift. You know why pain is a gift? Pain is a gift because it shows you just how strong you are and just how tough you are and just how strong your character is in the handling of back sets and setbacks. Did you know that Mr. Carl Weathers was born in New Orleans, Louisiana? And when he was in 8th grade, he earned an athletic scholarship to St. Augustine High School, which was a private school. He was an all-around athlete. He was involved in boxing, football, gymnastics, judo, soccer, and wrestling. He played football and he graduated from Long Beach Poly High School in 1966. An award-nominated and award-winning actor, athlete, boxer. The man was a jack of all trades. He was a Renaissance man of sorts. Now, I'm not saying to live your life vicariously through Mr. Weathers. That's not what I'm saying. Because none of us are supposed to live our lives like everybody else. Everybody in this world is totally different. I think that's one of the crises that confronts us as a people today. We are afraid to be different. We are afraid to be our own person. We are afraid to be our own men. We are afraid to be our own women. We're afraid to be our own individual. We are afraid to march to the beat of our own drums. We want to be accepted so much so. All of those accomplishments. See, here's something else too. Every single one of his accomplishments, guess what? Every single one of his accomplishments, he did not accomplish unscathed. I'm telling you, there were always some naysayers that was trying to discourage this man, telling him that he was not good enough. He was too short, too tall, too dark, too this, too that. He didn't listen to any of that. Instead, he allowed for the naysayers to be his fuel. That's what he did. He allowed for the naysayers to be his fuel. He didn't give in. He didn't listen to them. And I'm not saying that he didn't have moments where he felt like giving up. He didn't feel like that it wasn't worth it. You're going to have moments where you're going to feel like giving up. You're going to have moments where you're going to become irritated, aggravated, frustrated, and you are going to ask yourself the question, is this even worth it? What's good, brother Justin? Thanks for joining us. If you're going to achieve your dreams and your goals, don't think for a moment that you are going to achieve your goals and achieve your accomplishments unscathed. That's unrealistic. Period. I'll give you two examples of two men that overcame some life-threatening obstacles called drug addiction. The late, great Ray Charles and one of my favorite actors, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson. That's right. Both men were addicted to heroin, I believe. One was addicted to heroin and the other one was addicted to crack cocaine. And both of their addictions nearly cost them their careers and their lives. and today, both men are still held in high regards because they chose to overcome the challenges that threaten their careers and their lives. If you want to achieve your dreams and your goals and your ambitions, if you want your dreams to come true, you have to prepare yourself to pay the price. And you're going to have to prepare yourself to make the necessary sacrifices. You're going to have to do things that not everybody else has the heart, the soul, the spirit, the fight, the will to do and to accomplish. And if people walk away from you because you're too focused on trying to better yourself, that's their loss. If your husband or your wives or your girlfriends or your boyfriends walk away from you, here's a life lesson for you. They are a priority, but they are not your purpose. They are a priority, but they are not your purpose. And it takes a very special soul, a very special spirit to stay with you and to support you while they suffer and pay the price of loneliness to make sure that you accomplish your dreams and your goals. If you have $1 billion mindset and if you have $1 billion idea, don't share it with people that has only a nickel, dimes, and quarters mindset. Because those are the biggest dream killers and the biggest buzz killers in the world. Don't share your big dreams and your big goals with small-minded people. I'm not saying not to grieve for Mr. Weathers. That's not what I'm saying. If you want to grieve, you go ahead and you grieve, but don't grieve too long. You study his successes and you study his failures even harder, because the man, he was married 3 times. He was married 3 times. Yes, we all talk about the mountaintop blessings that he's experienced, but that man also experienced some valley lows too. Don't think he didn't. We all experience valley lows as well as the mountaintop blessings. And get it out of your mind. Get it out of your mind here and now tonight, that I'm going to go through life to accomplish my dreams and my goals, and I'm going to get through it unscathed. Not happening. Not happening. Period. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. If people want to walk away from you because you're focused on your dreams and your goals and your aspirations, and you have the heart and you have the bravery and the courage and the heart and the soul and the guts and the tenacity to accomplish your dreams and your goals, and you're willing to try and put forth the effort, let them go. Because in the end, you're going to win. You're going to win, and they have already lost. That's the best way for you to honor Mr. Carl Weathers. I'm not saying, don't watch his movies again. I'm not saying don't grieve for the man. I'm going to miss him as well. But the way I look at it, he lived a life that truly was the code of a warrior. He lived by the code of a hero. He lived by the code of a warrior. He was the very epitome of fighting manhood. And we all saw just how great a shape he was in his younger days. He looked like a god walking the earth. That's how in shape he was. He resembled a god. Let the life and the legacy of Mr. Carl Weathers serve as an inspiration to all of us to achieve our goals, to accomplish our tasks. And he did it without compromising his masculinity. He did it without compromising his soul. He did it without compromising himself. He overcame the temptations that I believe that comes with Hollywood. He overcame it. There were some roles he just refused to take. And because he refused to take those roles, that's why we respect the man tonight. And besides, you owe it to yourselves. I owe it to myself to continue to strive to be the best that I can be. And you owe it to yourself to strive to be the very best that you can be. Are you going to slip and fall? Yes. It's all a part of the journey. But trust the process. If you believe in the Most High, if you believe not only in the Most High, but if you also believe in yourself, if you believe in your talents and in your abilities, your time will come and your gift shall make room for you. Because Mr. Weathers' gifts made room for him. And if it made room for him, it will certainly make room for you as well. I rest my case. Well, y'all, that's been my 2 cents. I thank y'all for listening. I hope you were inspired. I hope you all were uplifted. Like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, share, and tag on the Blue app. And if you enjoyed tonight's presentation and my content overall, please, ma'am, and please, sir, if you have Cash App, donate. My Cash App ID is $Hidden One Truth. That's $Hidden One Truth. Until next time, I'm your man, Yosef X. That's been my 2 cents. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a good night. And Mr. Weathers, thank you, sir, for the memories. Y'all have a good night. Peace. I'm out.